everyone, Gigs here once again for another 1.14 Snapshot episode. So last time we left this, we'd had a release which changed the villages. It had changed the UI in the way that they were trading in bits and pieces, and as you know, I got kind of stuck because my villagers kind of got stuck in their trades, and I couldn't work out not that I couldn't work out, they just weren't unlocking, and that was that. So I thought I would jump into my test world, so that's why it's all super flat, and play around with a village, as well as taking a look at what happens post a pillager raid. So, first of all, it took me a little bit to find a village with a mason in it, which is a villager I really wanted to show off because he's the new type of villager. And because I want to do a raid here, I also just fenced it off a little bit so I have a smaller area. Now, there's a couple of things I wanted to show off. Now, there's the Mr. Mason over there. Now, the first thing is that when I ring this bell, the villagers are supposed to run for a house and go into it. Now, it's taking a while to get there, but see, there's a door right there. They're still a little bit dumb. Sorry, villagers. And you'll see that he was in there with the door open and stuff like that. So, they're not the smartest. Yeah, apples in the bunch, you know. It's a little bit disappointing. So this guy here is a farmer. If I go into him, you can now see the new UI. So user interface. So if I go ahead and I trade some carrots with him, let's trade some potatoes. So I haven't unlocked them. Let's get some more of these. I'm actually in creative mode, and I will switch to survival when I do the raid stuff, and I won't actually force you guys to watch that because that would be painful. But you can see actually how easy it is. Now, if I put a couple of stacks of these here, I can actually click on there, and it's going to put the potatoes in there for me to be able to trade with them, which is kind of cool. Like, that makes it so much easier to trade with these guys. Don't you run away from me. And then when I unlock him, you'll see that I've now got my extra options there that I can trade with him. And if I keep on trading with him, I will probably end up locking up. Yep, so I've locked up the carrots. Let me lock up the potatoes next. Yep, so I've locked those fully up. Now, by rights, that then means that he'll unlock in a day or two, in a Minecraft day or two. So, in the meantime, let's trade some pumpkins with him and see if we can. So he's locked after one. That's quite annoying. It's quite annoying. Do you hear me? Annoying. Don't run away from me. And so I'm actually stuck now where I can only do pumpkins with them, which is a little bit annoying. You'll notice that we're missing the wheat option there. Now, I don't think they actually even come back with the wheat, and I'm just going to get rid of some junk that I've got in here that I don't need so that I can get some pumpkins. Now, okay, let's do this the quickest way, which is pumpkin. Thank you. Ooh, I'm assuming that is what we want, and we don't want the carved pumpkins. Don't make me be wrong. Yeah, pumpkins. So, we'll do that. Let's see if we can get him to... Now, see, he's fully locked up now. And you'll see that I'm holding my pumpkin, and he's got the emerald out there just to let me know that he will sell me... he will give me emeralds for pumpkins. So he's fully locked up. There's absolutely nothing I can do with this guy. You'll see that he's discounted both the pumpkins and the carrots, not that I can trade with him. So he's stuck. Not much I can do with him. So, Mr. Mason over there, I will get to... There's another villager in here. Here he is. Now, what I wanted to show is this guy here, and I had the same with my survival world, is that when I click on him to trade, he's shaking his head at me. Now, I don't know at what point he's going to unlock, or whether is he a nitwit? Is that what it is? He's a nitwit and he can't trade, and therefore he just shakes his head at me going, nah, I'm not trading nothing with you. It's probably what it is, actually. But I just thought that was hilarious, and I thought I would show it. So, now, Mr. Mason over here, I've actually already unlocked his trade, so I wanted to make sure that he was going to work before I headed into showing this off, because I didn't want to have the same disaster as I had last time. So let's click on him, and you can see that we've got quite a set of trades here. And it's actually I'm actually quite excited about his trades. So I can sell him clay, and you can see he's currently discounting that to me for 9, but again, that's locked up, so I can't trade with him. I can give him an emerald for some bricks. It seems a little bit weird that I would be trading him clay if I then wanted to buy bricks, but maybe if I was I guess it's basically saying if you've got a lot of clay, you can sell it. If you don't have any clay and you want some bricks, you can buy it. Pretty easy. The thing that excited me the most about this guy, you can sell him stone. Like, that is perfect. Like, who doesn't have way too much stone at their base? So that's brilliant. Whether or not I would pay an emerald to get granite andesite or chiseled stone bricks, I don't think so. However, terracotta. It is only the 2 colours of glazed. I wonder whether or not different masons have different colours. That would be interesting to see. But 1 emerald per terracotta block? Look, if you're at a base where a mesa is just thousands of blocks away and you don't want to go there, and you can get some of these off these guys, why not? It sounds like a great deal. So, pretty good. This is the best part. Quartz. Whether it's a pillar or it's quartz. Quartz. You can now buy quartz off this villager. Now that means that this villager is worth his weight in gold. Yes, you are. If I do that, is he going to show me anything? No, probably because he's got too many options. But again, you can see just how much easier this is to trade with villagers. Not having to go into them and click that little arrow that was here to get all the way to the trade that you wanted to, which is normally the last one. You can just go through like this, and when you find the one that you want, you just go click and it's going to plonk whatever you need into there. Brilliant. I'm super, super happy with that. I think that this is a great change. Adding this villager is a huge help. He is giving me much more value than what that stupid wandering trader did. So I'm very, very happy with that guy there. Again, he's got some stupid trades, but you get that with all the villagers. But definitely being able to get emeralds for your stone and being able to buy quartz is brilliant. So, the next thing I'm going to do is to give myself a bad omen so that I can do a raid. I've got mob spawning on at the moment because I want the pillagers to be able to come when I get the bad omen. So it is fairly straightforward. I just want to get out of the village area because I suspect that when I do it. Now, I'm just going to... Oh, I don't want them to get out. What I may do is I'm going to plonk some grass there so I can jump over this here. And then I can break it from the other side, and then the pillagers can't get in. Now, one of the other changes they did make is that in the last snapshot, they had pillagers being able to open doors, which to me was an incredibly stupid idea. Why would you want them to be able to open village doors? They've now taken that back, so that's no longer something that's going to happen. And they've fixed a lot of the bugs, bits and pieces. They've also made it so, if you remember in previous episodes, I talked about cats being in villages. So often when I came up to them, the cats would disappear and then that was it, you had no cats. Apparently they will respawn in villages, so they will, you will get new spawns of cats in the village, so you have the opportunity, especially if you've done what I've done and cordoned it off of potentially catching yourself a cat. So just a couple of extra things that I wanted to put into there. So now I am going to put myself on game mode survival. Game mode survival. And no, hang on, let's go back to game mode creative, because I've just realized that I don't even have, I need some form of way of protecting myself. Let's get rid of you. I don't really need you guys anymore. You can go. Yes, get out of my inventory. I need a sword, and I at least need some basic armor, so that I don't just get completely and utterly wrecked by the pillagers when I do this, because that would be really bad. Yes. But yeah, so I'm not going to make you sit through the entire raid. That I think, given that I have already done a raid video, I don't see the point in it. Again, the only changes that they've made to the raids is that, I keep going to the wrong tab. The only change that they've made to the raids is that you now get evokers coming through on the last final raids, so that you can now have more opportunities to get totems. So I think it's round about the last 3 raids, evokers will come, and you can then get totems. So that just makes it all just that little bit easier to be able to get those, especially if you're out fairly far and you don't have access to any mansions or things like that. So just a little bit of an extra thing. One thing I'm not 100% sure of is how this will work on servers, because you are basically sharing spawn numbers or values with a whole heap of other players. So how that's going to work, I'm not sure. It's not something I can really test on my own. It's something you'd have to test on a server in order to be able to work out how that's going to work. So I've got myself some armor, I've got myself a bow and a sword, and hopefully that means that I won't get completely and utterly wrecked. Got myself some food. Yeah, so much junk. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Which I do quite often. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Oops, I'm still in the village area. Still in the village area, and I'm still in creative. What are we doing? So game mode survival, and we will go effect, give, there's gigs, bad is omen, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 5, no, 255, 255. So that will essentially give me the highest level of bad omen, which means that I will get, see, you can see, oops, I'm obviously still in the village area. Now my villages should be good, and they should be vamoosing and hiding inside. Yeah. So he's in. Are you going to go in? Thank you very much. Take your sweet time. Okay, so I'm going to take care of these guys. Mr. Golem over there is going to help me. I'll be back soon. Okay, so you can see that up my top of my head I've got raid victory. Now I've got to say, those raids weren't easy. They were difficult. There were multiple witches, there were multiple ravages. It wasn't easy. But what you can see is that now that that raid victory sign is gone, I now have little green squirrely bubbles coming out of my feet, and it's not because I have smelly feet. No, it is because I should now have hero of the village status. Now I had to lock this guy in here because during the raid he was stupid and went outside, And, well, actually they all did. In between the raids, they were all running around outside, and one of them got killed. So I quickly locked them in there. Now, by rights, because I have this hero of the village, these guys are supposed to give me stuff. Hang on, let me go into game mode survival. Are you going to give me stuff? Gimme, 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 gimme. I don't know what happened here. This, actually, I thought it was my mason that died. So I don't know whether or not this is another mason that I didn't spot. He's got a really good deal there on his clay. Maybe that's my reward for it. Where's Mr. Farmer disappeared off to? There you are. Chilling out over here. So what are your trades? So he's given me a discount on all the trades, but he's all locked up, so that does me nothing. No good whatsoever. So is doing a raid worth getting better trades from the villagers? No. Definitely not. Ah, here we go. So this is the thing I was looking for, was them giving gifts. So he's just given me a pie. Yay. So for all that death and destruction, I got a pie. Thanks. Thanks. A pie. Is that it? Is that it? Really? A pie? Seriously. Anyway, but yeah, if you beat a raid, these guys, you're going to get your green squirrely stuff, you're going to get decent or better trades than what you had before. I mean, admittedly, 22 carrots down to 9, 26 potatoes down to 11. I mean, that's pretty good too. Pumpkins to get that. They weren't locked up, would be a pretty good deal. And we got a pumpkin pie. Who can complain about that? And this guy obviously just, I mean, while he's giving me that good trade, he really just doesn't want to give me any gifts. He's a bit of a, yeah. He's locked up that first trade already. That's just crazy. This is already turning into a really, really, really long video. There was another thing I wanted to show you around being able to walk under 1.5 high blocks, but I think I will leave that for another video. So it's not that exciting anyway. It basically just means that you can walk along and go under 1.5, and you can always see that as I go down there like that you could you're walking around a little bit lower. And if I go into F5, it's a different, that crouch means that I can walk in, it stay crouching, I can actually walk under things in that crouch mode. But yeah, I'll show that off anyway, because it has a couple of interesting things that might be fun to play around with for yourselves. In the meantime, I hope you have at least liked the introduction to the Mason and our hero of the village effect that got us this absolutely fantastic, wonderful pumpkin pie. But definitely I hope you like the new user interface for the villager trading. I certainly like it. It's one of the bouncy screen now. Sorry, distracted again. I think the UI is great. It's definitely going to make trading a lot easier, even if I don't like the new style of trades and these trades discounts and trade locks that we're getting. Let's see what else we get. Still no news on the iron farms yet either, so not looking forward to all this stuff. Yeah, we have a lot to learn and a lot to deal with, but in the meantime, you have a great day.